What happened is on Friday afternoon I was alerted by my chief legal officer of an accusation that our reported profit for the first half year was overstated. Immediately we launched an investigation which happened over the weekend, and that investigation led me to think that there were some things that we needed to investigate further. So we made a communication to the regulator, and we've kicked off a full and detailed inquiry to find out exactly what has happened.
By 250 million they were overstated by your profits. That is very substantial, very material. How can this have happened?
The early indications are 250 million, and based on that indication, that's what the guidance that we've given. But I must stress that at this point in time, I won't know until I've done the full investigation. Nor do I know exactly what's happened. You know, it's obviously a very serious issue, and it's something that I take very important for us. But until I've finished the investigation, I can't speculate on exactly what happened.
So it could be more than 250 million?
The indications appear not, but I can't say until I've finished the investigation and I know exactly what's happened here. I won't be in a position to. What I will be able to do is when I announce the interim report on the 23rd of October, I will update the market on exactly what it is we found.
And this relates to when? I mean, how far does this go back?
The early indications, and I stress the early indications, suggest that most of it relates to the first half of our fiscal year in 2014. But again, I need to do the full investigation, and wherever that investigation takes me, I will bottom it out.
OK, so it could be more. It could go back further for many years. Now, at that time, of course, Philip Clarke was the chief executive and Laurie McKelvey was the chief financial officer. Have you spoken to them? Have the investigators spoken to them? What stage are we at?
First of all, the early indications are it's 250 million, and it's mainly in the first part of this year. So we just need to make sure that we contain and be really clear about it.
OK.
I won't speculate on what the inquiry is going to show, but I will investigate and I will speak to everybody and anybody who can help me understand exactly what's gone on here.
Do you have a chief financial officer at the moment? Laurie McKelvey was supposed to be in, but he's in fact not been in the office for some weeks, I understand, and your new CFO doesn't start for another couple of months. You've got a FTSE 100 company being run without one of the most important executives. How can that happen?
Look, the fact is we're obviously in transition from one CFO to another. That's a fact.
So do you have a CFO or not?
We have a very strong commercial discipline inside this business. The best illustration I can give a view of that is the fact that it was my internal financial controls that brought this issue to light.
So it was a whistleblower, as I understand it. Someone came to you. I mean, it was someone who saw something going on. That is not oversight. That's whistleblowing. It's a different thing.
It's a commercial manager in our team who has raised an issue, right? And raised an issue which has kicked off an investigation, which I take very seriously and will investigate fully. But we won't speculate on what it is that's happened here until we know exactly the detail.
You've had a couple of profit warnings. There's been falling sales. Now this massive accounting oversight I mean, let's get to the bottom of that. Is this conspiracy or cock-up? These things don't happen by accident, do they?
This is an investigation about one event which happened, we think, in the first part of this year. I've scaled it to the tune of 250 million, and I will update the market when I know more.
But these things don't happen by accident. Somebody's done something deliberately.
I'm not going to speculate on what it is I'm going to find when I do the investigation. I've seen enough that means I need to investigate further, and trust me, I will investigate right to the end so that I understand exactly what's happened here.
You've suspended 4 employees. Who are they?
We've taken 4 employees and asked them to stand aside so that we can do a full and frank investigation. It's very important that you understand that's not a disciplinary nor an indication of guilt. This is about getting to the bottom of a full and frank inquiry of what happened here. I will get to the bottom of it.
This is not a peripheral business, though. This is in your core business, UK food retail. There's something rotten right at the heart of what's going on here.
I don't agree with that, and that's speculation. Let's wait and find out what the investigation tells me. The very important thing you need to know is this is a very big, very important, very good business. Our focus, whilst I will deal with this, our focus as a business stays and will always stay satisfying customers around the world. There are 500,000 people whose commitment to satisfying customers will not change today, tomorrow or next week.
OK. You've had profit warnings, falling sales, now this. This looks to many people like a business in disarray.
I understand the point that you're making, but that's not how I see it. I've been here for 3 weeks, and all I've seen in this business is a huge amount of passion, a huge amount of pride, and a huge amount of expertise. We will turn our business around by focusing on the customer. We know how to do that. I will lead this business to that, and I will deal with this issue as we go on that journey. And
perhaps not a question for you, but nevertheless, I'll put it. It looks like the the board, who's overseen falling sales, profit warnings, and now this, that seems like this board has to be reconstituted. Is the chairman of the board considering his position?
It's not for me to comment on the board. I have to tell you, my experience of the board, up to and joining and over the last 3 weeks, has been nothing but exemplary. They have been very decisive in supporting the action I've proposed to them, and they've been very active in exercising the governance that you would want from a board of a business like this.